Good evening and welcome to the May 2015 College of Business Commencement. I am Associate Dean Rick Matthew. Good evening to our graduates, families, and friends, faculty and administrators, distinguished guests, and all of you who are here to celebrate the achievements of the class of 2015. We want to make this a comfortable and safe environment tonight, so I have a few announcements. I ask that members of the audience please turn off cell phones during the ceremony. If you need assistance for first aid or other situations, please see an usher who will assist you. No smoking is allowed in the stadium. For the benefit of the graduate and their family, the university has a professional photographer who will be taking pictures of each graduate with the dean. You will be contacted by the photographer regarding the purchase of these photos. Thus, we ask that family and friends remain in their seats during the ceremony. We have a large number of graduates to recognize this evening. Please do not leave until the ceremony has concluded in order to show the final graduate the same respect that we show the first graduate. At this time, please rise for the faculty processional, followed by the arrival of Dean Gowan and the academic unit heads. The platform party will be led by our flag bearer and valedictorian, Madeline Sandridge, and our two heralds, Gabrielle Mills and Stuart Madden. Please remain standing for the national anthem. The Star Spangled Banner tonight will be sung by Miss Danielle Reed.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Please join me in thanking Danielle Reed for that wonderful rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. Danielle is currently pursuing a master's degree in vocal performance at JMU. Students, I would like to recognize those people who play a key role at James Madison University. Please hold your response until everyone has been introduced. Please stand as I call your name. First, I would like to recognize Dr. Mary Gowan, Dean of the College of Business, Dr. Paul Copley, Director, School of Accounting, Dr. Art Gowan, Head, Department of Computer Information Systems and Business Analytics, Dr. Ehsan Ahmed, Head, Department of Economics, Dr. Pamela Drake, Head, Department of Finance and Business Law, Dr. Marion White, Director, International Business Program, Dr. Scott Gallagher, Head, Department of Management, Dr. Andy Wood, Head, Department of Marketing, Dr. Michael O'Fallon, Director, Hart School of Hospitality, Sport, and Recreation Management. Thank you. You may all be seated. To the left of the platform are two of our faculty who will read the names of each graduate here today. Dr. Diane Lending, Department of Computer Information Systems and Business Analytics. Dr. William Grant, Department of Economics. Thank you. Seated in front of the graduates are the faculty in the College of Business. Would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing all of these dedicated members of the James Madison University community. Also with us today is our commencement speaker, Mr. Tom Carr, and our faculty speaker, Dr. Bob Richardson. Would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Please be seated. Seated in our audience is Mr. Carr's wife, Mary Beth, and daughters Caroline, a member of the JMU class of 2015, and Katie and son Chris. Also in attendance is Dr. Richardson's wife, Beth. Welcome. Please also welcome the family of our student speaker, Mickey Gelati. Celebrating with Mickey today are his parents, Michael and Heather. Please be seated. I now call on Dean Gowan, who will deliver greetings.
On behalf of the College of Business and James Madison University, welcome. We are honored to have you, the family and friends of our graduates, and our honored guests with us as we celebrate the accomplishments of our students and thank our faculty and staff for their role in making this day possible for our graduates. Sitting before us today are the future leaders of businesses and other organizations that are a vital part of the global economy. We have graduates headed to Credit Suisse on Wall Street, Deloitte in Northern Virginia, the Greenbrier in West Virginia, graduate programs in law and finance and accounting and global studies, and so many other areas. We have students who will join elite sales teams at Fortune 100 companies and students who are already engaged in entrepreneurial ventures. We have students who have been inducted to many College of Business Honor Societies, including Beta Gamma Sigma, the International Honor Society serving business programs accredited by the Association for the Advancement of Colleges and Schools of Business International. We have students from accounting who are preparing to take their certified public accounting exam, students from finance who are preparing for the chartered financial analyst exam, and students from our hospitality program who have already received their designation as certified specialist in wine through passing a challenging international test. You, our graduates today, are an impressive group, and you're joining an equally impressive group of alumni who represent the leadership at many Fortune 500 companies, who are successful serial entrepreneurs, and who are leaders in their communities. Most of all, our alumni, as will you, remember to reach back and open doors for those who come after you at JMU. Now, it is my privilege to introduce to you one of those outstanding students and our student speaker, Mickey Gelati. Mickey is graduating magna cum laude with a BBA in Computer Information Systems and Accounting. He is a member of Beta Gamma Sigma Honor Society and is a native of McGaheysville right here in Rockingham County. In August, Mickey will begin his career as an IT attestation associate with KPMG in Richmond, Virginia. Mickey?
Thank you, Dean Gowan, for the introduction, and thank you to my mom and dad for all the sacrifices you have made and life lessons you have taught me to help get me to this point. As the dean pointed out, I grew up in McGaheysville, Virginia, which is about 20 minutes from JMU. To put in perspective how close this is to JMU, I was actually born in the Student Success Center back when it was Rockingham Memorial Hospital. My high school prom was held in the Festival Ballroom, and I graduated high school in the Convocation Center. While I can't say I grew up always planning on being a Duke, despite my roots being in the area, I'm very happy looking back on my decision to attend JMU's competitive and growing College of Business. Tonight, I don't intend to deliver a typical pat you on the back, congratulatory, you can do anything you set your mind to type of speech. Rather, I hope to challenge you, to leave you considering your mentality as you enter this next phase of your life. My challenge to you is to make graduation a stepping stone rather than a peak. The times have changed. When our parents and grandparents were growing up, they didn't have nearly as many of the options as we did after high school. For many of our family members, college wasn't even an option. My grandfather planned on working in his town's paper mill, just like every other 18-year-old kid in his hometown after he graduated high school. And it wasn't until he was involved in a horrific car accident that he had the money to fund his way through Lock Haven University to become a school teacher. For those not able to attend college, there were a few questions to answer. Do I enter the service? Do I enter the workforce? And when should I go about starting a family? That being said, many of our family members were never asked the question, what is it that you will do after graduation? Nowadays, however, this is perhaps the one question we have heard the most throughout our 4 years at JMU. Whether it be at picnics, holiday parties, on winter or summer breaks, or during phone calls to grandma for her birthday, everybody seems to want to know what we are doing after graduation. So tonight, as you prepare to walk across this stage, I'll ask you, my fellow Dukes, for hopefully one of the last times in your life, what is it that you will do after graduation? You see, I contend that graduating college should not be the most significant event in your lifetime, although in today's world it is often the peak in a person's life. While I agree graduation is a major accomplishment, I believe it is better to look at it as the beginning of the rest of your life as opposed to the ending of the best part of your life. So how is it that you can go about avoiding this being your peak? Your College of Business education and experiences at JMU are one heck of a start. Our experiences throughout college have helped define a standard for who we are and how we conduct ourselves in a business environment. Each and every time you've been frustrated by a teammate on a project, a professor, or an assignment, you have strengthened your ability to join the workforce. Your experiences outside of the classroom have shaped you into an individual capable of adapting to virtually any situation, and you have learned how to balance your time to make time for yourself and your own pursuits. In the real world, few people will pat us on our back for our accomplishments. You'll likely never attend an event as large as your graduation to celebrate an accomplishment. So celebrate your own personal wins from time to time. Each time you achieve one of your goals, set a new one. There shouldn't be a time in your life where you aren't working towards a goal, whatever it may be. Your time here has given you a strong foundation to differentiate yourself from students around the country. Use this to your advantage. Trust that you will be able to tackle whatever is in your way because you are a JMU Duke. You weren't just a JMU Duke for a couple of months or a few years. You stayed the course. And as you walk across this stage and accept your diploma, you'll join those people from past classes as a JMU alum, a title you should wear with pride and remember when you face the tough challenges that life is going to throw at you. When you're first starting your career and assigned an overwhelming amount of work, you'll get it done because you are a JMU Duke. When your stress level is through the roof, whether it be from work, your family, a tragic event, or a combination of all three, you'll get it done because you are a JMU Duke. And yeah. And when it comes to making college just a stepping stone on your path to your peak, you'll do so because you are a JMU Duke. And the hard work you have put in to get to this point puts you at the top of young business professionals across the country. The late Apple CEO, Steve Jobs, once said, "You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. Trust this diploma, Dukes. Trust the hard work you've done in your time at JMU, and most importantly, trust yourself. By doing so, you'll lay the first stepping stone of the rest of your life. Congratulations."
Thank you, Mickey, for those inspiring words and representing your class so well. It is now my pleasure to introduce our faculty speaker, someone many of you know and have enjoyed taking for a professor, and that is Dr. Bob Richardson. Professor Richardson teaches auditing and managerial accounting in our School of Accounting. He was the recipient of the Otto Brenner Outstanding Teaching Award, the winner of which is selected by students in the College of Business in 2004, 2006, 2012, are you starting to see a pattern here? And 2014. In 2007, he received the College of Business Distinguished Teaching Award, which is selected by a faculty committee comprised of former recipients of the honor. I'm well aware of Bob's outstanding record as a teacher, but knowing that department heads know their faculty best, I asked Bob's chair, Dr. Paul Copley, to share some information with me about him. Here's what I learned. Dr. Richardson's students have outstanding records of performance on the CPA exam. As the only faculty member teaching audit to undergraduates, the performance of his students on that section of the uniform CPA exam are readily available. Recently, the pass rate for JMU students on the auditing section of the exam was 57% higher than the national average. The pass rate for JMU students on that portion was the highest in the country at the time at 93.8%, outpassing graduates of Ivy League and other schools with admission standards far above those of JMU. Professor Richardson has a national reputation for teaching excellence as well. He regularly teaches for KPMG, one of the big four global public accounting firms, which hires thousands of audit associates from campuses across the country. He was recruited by KMG to initially teach their Auditing Fundamentals course and then later their Advanced Auditing course. In 2006, the firm named him their first master instructor. Last, Dr. Richardson teaches in the Senior Managers course for Mine Action Managers, course sponsored by the JMU Center for International Stabilization and Recovery, and in his spare time, he advises several student organizations. And in summary, Dr. Copley shared the following. Perhaps the most meaningful contribution of Dr. Richardson is in an area that will never appear on a resume. He gets to know his students and his interest is sincere. They recognize him as an outstanding role model and mentor, and that, as we know, is what makes a superb teacher. Dr. Richardson?
Thank you, Dean Gowan, and thank you, Paul. Those were some kind words. Despite those teaching awards, I'm a nervous wreck right now. My wife has been trying to calm me down all week long, and she keeps telling me, just teach it like an accounting class. Just teach this like an accounting class. And I say, this is much different. It's a much different crowd. And she goes, no, it's fine, it's fine. Just, you get in front of people all day long. All you need to do is get there and just pretend you're teaching an accounting class. And I said, honey, it's different. This is a different crowd. And she said, what's so different about this crowd? And I said, well, unlike an accounting class, this crowd is awake. And it makes me a little nervous. Well, I usually, when I'm teaching classes, I tell a little story about my family, and every now and then I'll weave it into a lesson about life or about the class. And so I'll tell you a little background about my family. We love Disney World. We love Busch Gardens. We love Cedar Point. We love all these crazy places that seem like they're out of control, but they're really in very tight control. So I wanted to do something different a couple of years ago, and I took my son on a whitewater rafting trip, something that was out of control. And we drove down, hopped in the raft, and pushed off into the river, and it was just my son and I, and we had a guide along with us, of course, and we're floating down the river, and it's just this perfect day. The current's taking us along, and the guide's telling us how to paddle certain ways, and I'm halfway paying attention because I realize the river's going to take us where it's going to take us, and I'm not that worried about it. And the sun is sort of coming through the leaves and reflecting off the water, and there's a little bit of wildlife off to the side. There's a little river otter there, and unlike Disney World, it's not singing or waving at me. And so it was just a great day, and it felt like it was made for us, that the river was made for us. And then the river guide says, hey, do you see that rock in the middle of the river in front of us? That is Skull Crusher Rock. Skull Crusher Rock because of all the accidents that had occurred on that rock. Well, he said, we want to paddle to the right. And so I tried to recall all the strokes that he told us to use, but I just paddled like mad, like a scared little accounting professor. because I have my son with me and I did not want to end up on Skull Crusher Rock. Well, once we passed the rock, I had this revelation. This revelation was this river was not designed for us. It was designed to move water, and that's what it had done for thousands, maybe millions of years. And it was going to move everything in that water. It had no regards for the relationship I had with my son. It could not care at all about that. It moved water, and if it moved water with great force against a rock, and you were in that water, you were going to move with great force against that rock. And if it went over a waterfall, you were going to go over a waterfall. I got very intentional at that point. When the river guide said, "Do you want to paddle over the shore and scout the rapids out ahead?" I said, "Oh yes, absolutely." We had a great day that day on the river because I was very intentional and very protective of my son. But we also had a great day. I want you to realize, tie it back to where y'all going through. You're getting ready to enter the workforce, and it is like that river. It moves with great force, and it will start out really nice and gentle. They'll hand you some office supplies, maybe give you a cubicle, some introductory training, something like that, and you'll feel very comfortable as you get in there. But it will move quickly, and it will move you. There are rocks in that river. Don't be naive. There's rocks that will break up your relationships. There's rocks that will break your integrity. You need to be very intentional as you go about that and be aware of those rocks. Now, my son and I had a great time for one other reason. We had a fantastic river guide. Fantastic river guide. He had been on the river for years. He knew all the great things it had to offer and all the horrible things that could happen. And he guided us through that process. And so one thing I would challenge you to do is look for good river guides. Look for good mentors as you go through work. As soon as you get to work, find a mentor, someone who has seen the river in front of you just a little bit. In fact, don't just look for a mentor. Get in the habit of looking for mentors. I'm looking for them all the time. I collect them. I've got like 5 or 6 that help me to be a better husband and to be a better father. My wife says I should probably pick up a couple more. I have a couple of guides that help me spiritually, and I've probably got 15 guides, I think, that help me professionally. Many, which are right here in the first few rows, have helped me become a great professor here at James Madison. Some of them on stage have convinced me to come to James Madison and stay here. I want you guys to really consider getting a good river guide. Now, at this point, when I wrap up class, my students will often come up with a question. There's usually one profound question that they ask. If this was a classroom, someone would raise their hand and say, "Dr. Richardson, is all this stuff about dangerous rocks and finding a river guide and being intentional, is that going to be on the test?" And I can assure you it will be on a test. I just can't tell you when that test is going to occur. I want to thank you guys on behalf of the faculty here for having me here today, but also I want to thank you for coming to JMU. It's a real treat getting to teach you all. And I know that my fellow faculty members here, they care about you both personally and professionally. And they'll care about you personally and professionally long after you leave JMU. They're great guides to have. So on behalf of the faculty and my fellow river guides here, thank you and congratulations.
And now we know why he keeps getting voted as the most outstanding professor. But we have many more, and we're so proud of our faculty and what they do. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our alumni commencement speaker today, and that's Mr. Tom Carr. Tom is a great friend of the College of Business. He's one of the first people I actually met when I arrived. I think he was actually involved in the interview process, but I've gotten to know him through his many interactions with the College of Business and different other organizations on campus at JMU. Mr. Carr is a Senior Vice President of Sales and Emerging Markets at SciComm Technologies in Richmond. He's a partner and member of the executive team with a primary role involving sales management and marketing leadership. During his 27-year career, his primary focus has involved sales management and marketing roles at companies including Gambro Healthcare and Cisco Systems. Tom has been involved in significant community service efforts and in 2003 received the James Madison University Inez Graybill Roop Distinguished Alumni Service Award. He's been a JMU College of Business Board of Advisors member since 2005 and has recently accepted appointment as the incoming vice chair of the board. That means we get to keep him around about 4 or 5 more years at least. He also founded the JMU Technology Alumni Group, which has awarded 25 scholarships to JMU students since its inception. Mr. Carr holds a BBA degree in marketing from James Madison and an MBA degree from Virginia Commonwealth University, and we're so pleased to have him joining us this evening for this event. Tom?
Welcome to the class of the 2015 College of Business graduates from James Madison University. What a great night to acknowledge and celebrate your tremendous accomplishments over the past 4 years. Or if some of you are like me, it may have taken you a little bit longer than 4 years to get to this special day. Thank you, Dean Gowan and the College of Business for having me here today as your commencement speaker. My next 30 years, yes, it was 30 years ago this weekend that I was sitting where you are now going through this amazing process. I can tell you that the future is bright. JMU has prepared you for much of what you'll face ahead in the coming years. However, trusting yourself, giving your best effort, learning from your mistakes, and most importantly, developing a sense of community with friends, family, and coworkers will get you through the highs and the lows of what life has in store for you. As I've watched commencement speeches over the years, the themes tend to go towards a public speaker discussing his or her many successes and then using that insight to drive graduates to do the same. I've been fortunate to have spent many years at Cisco Systems in my career, and I serve as a partner in a very successful company, SciComm Technologies, out of Richmond, Virginia today. What I'd like to talk about, though, is how I grew up in an apartment with a single mother and how I was able to scrape together enough money to pay for my school and support myself year-round as a student when my mother moved back to her native country the summer after my freshman year. It all works out. And if you give back once you are fortunate enough to have some success in the business world, you may even be recognized with the Alumni Service Award, as I was in 2003. That homecoming weekend was special, spending it with Zane Shoker, who I'm proud to say was one of the most caring people I had ever met. We were very fortunate to have had him in our JMU family and to have the College of Business building named after him. Another great memory of that weekend involved my daughter, Caroline, who was 11 years old at the time, having the time of her life, participating in the events, and going out to midfield during halftime of the homecoming game. Now she is graduating just like you tomorrow from the School of Communication Studies here at JMU. Now let me first begin by thanking the faculty. And I hope each graduate does the same. We have a lot of great buildings and facilities here at JMU, but it's what's inside the bricks and mortar that really make JMU special. We continue to be nationally recognized, but we also have a culture that's built by educators who care and are actually in the classroom with you to make the JMU experience. I have served on the JMU College of Business Board of Advisors now for 10 years, and I assure you that the Dean's Office, faculty, and staff are all working to deliver a quality environment in the classroom at JMU every day. A second point that I want to make involves the parents and the families who are here and supported you to this point. Thank you. And I hope each graduate does as well. It is a special honor to be here as a commencement speaker, but also as a JMU parent. I know the sacrifice and team effort it takes from your family to get each graduate to this special day. And now to the students. For those of you worried about your first job, or those of you who are still looking for an employment role, I want you to think back to 4 years ago. You most likely were a freshman here, or perhaps at another school before transferring. It was all new to you, but I'm sure stressful at times, and also totally freeing to be in that 9 by 14-foot dorm room. Those initial classes, exams, social activities probably were intimidating. Now reflect on the past year. Your confidence has risen, and your maturation process occurred over this time, and you walk out of here a different person. It will happen again if you trust yourself. There will be many daunting COB 300 scenarios ahead of you, and that's what makes life so fulfilling. I also want each of you graduates to do me a favor today. Look to your right and to your left and in front of you and behind you, and actually see the people that are around you and live in this special moment of the special day. Breathe the air and see the clarity of what today has to offer. Next, I'd like to talk about the consistency that JMU has offered its students for the past 30 years and how our approach should provide stability for the campus for years to come. When I began my time at JMU, Ron Carrier was president, and there have only been 2 more since this time, Linwood Rose and John Alger. As a matter of fact, JMU has had 6 presidents in 107 years. Think about that for a second. Yep. President Alger has done a tremendous job maintaining tradition through his initial listening tour campaign, and now has a Madison plan promoting engaged learning, civic, and community involvement. Also, a little over 30 years ago, in 1983, I was a COB student. Dr. Robert Holmes became dean, and since then, JMU has had 2 deans, Dr. Robert Reed and Dean Mary Gowan. 3 deans and 3 presidents over 30 years speaks to the quality of our university and the people involved who want to be a part of this long-standing tradition. 2 years ago, I was fortunate to be involved in the dean search when we chose Mary Gowan to lead the College of Business. Like President Alger, Mary has an impressive resume, having served as Associate Dean at George Washington University in a large urban environment, followed by serving as School of Business Dean at Elon University, a smaller private school. This has offered Mary a broad perspective that enables her personal touch. It has been energizing to watch her work ethic and overall concern for you, the students of JMU. A few of the recent highlights at the COB include, and feel free to applaud if you were involved in any of these, their experiential learning trips to Washington, D.C., New York, and California, the Deloitte Innovation Competition, the Google Social Media Marketing Competition that I hear we have won several years in a row, the Madison Investment Fund's CNBC press coverage, and certainly a huge first for JMU is a gift from board member GJ and Heather Hart, naming the School of Hospitality, Sport, and Recreation Management. Finally, I'm involved with the rest of the College of Business Board of Advisors in a fundraising effort to build a learning complex over the next few years that expands the footprint of the COB and Shoker Hall. It is our hope to more than double the space that exists today for COB students and integrate collaborative learning rooms as well as mobility and interactive video environments for students. Finally, the last thoughts that I want to portray to you, the class of 2015, are philosophical. Finally, change is the only constant in the world that we live in today. Embrace it, learn from it, and make a difference with it. And if you don't believe me, just look at Uber. $2.8 billion in revenues in 2014. There will be a disruptive company in every industry moving forward, leveraging technology as a differentiator. Second, as you go through our world today, driven by maximum efficiency corporate goals, more innovative technology by the minute, and finally, constant connectivity, I want you to remember this thought. Look up and see the clarity of what today has to offer in front of you. If you find yourself walking down the street and looking at your phone for more than 10 seconds, I want you to remember this moment. The world is a great place. Don't miss it. Next, it's okay to dream big, but have a plan if you're going to act on your dream. I had an employee, a salesman a few years ago, who stopped me outside my office. His name is Tim Miller, and he said to me, "Do you have a minute?" As you'll find out, this is code in the business world for I have a problem. Usually something not so great follows the do you have a minute request. I invited Tim into my office and he dropped a big dream in my lap. I'm going to be leaving SciComm, Tim says. My first thought is, Tim's a good guy. Why? Is he going to a competitor? My response was, calmly, I'm surprised. Tim, tell me what's on your mind. He says to me, I'm leaving SciComm because I've always loved cycling. I'm puzzled. He goes on, Richmond represents the United States as a potential host city for the UCI Road Cycling Championships. We are one of 3 countries, along with Oman and Quebec, Canada, who are finalists. It is considered the Olympics of cycling by many. He goes on to tell me that his wife is concerned, and I ask, so what if Richmond doesn't win? He responds, then I'm going to have a problem. I'm not sure what will happen. To make a long story short, Tim and his team won, and 450,000 spectators will be watching 9 days of cycling races this September in Richmond, Virginia. It is the largest single sporting event ever in the history of our city. This event is so large that VCU is closing down for a week to accommodate the traffic. Tim, as a chief operating officer of the event, obviously spent enough time working the bike race circuit over the years that his instincts were good, and he had a plan. Finally, success is not measured by financial gain. After living on a fixed income for the past 4 years, it might be hard for you to resist the temptation of defining yourself financially. Doing the right thing every day in your role, learning and improving, involving others to gain perspective, and finally, creative thinking with hard work will often lead to success as an end result. And if not, you can sleep at night knowing that you have done your best and tomorrow will be another day. Whether you're in accounting, finance, quantitative finance, economics, marketing, management, CIS, international business, hospitality management, and sports and recreation management major, using your JMU people skills will always make things easier in a hectic world. In closing, a schoolmate of mine, Phil Vassar, wrote a #1 song for Tim McGraw a few years ago called My Next 30 Years. A couple of the lines of the song go like this. It's the end of the era and the turning of a page. Now it's time to focus in on where I go from here. Find a world of happiness without the hate and fear. Have some fun, work hard, come back to the College of Business at JMU, and help us make a difference in the next 30 years. God bless, go Dukes, and class of 2015.
Thank you, Tom. You've given us a lot to think about and some good challenge. Graduates whose academic work has been at the highest level deserve special recognition. Students who have achieved a high level of academic excellence are awarded the Latin honors of summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and cum laude. These are designated in your program. Honor students who undertook a program of independent studies and prepared an honors thesis requiring research in their academic majors are also listed in your program as graduating with distinction. I would like to give all these graduates the extra acclaim that they deserve, and so I ask them to stand and be recognized by our applause. Now I would like to ask that Dr. Paul Copley, the Director of the School of Accounting, please come to the podium.
Will the graduates receiving the Bachelor of Business Administration degree with the major in accounting please rise? Dean Gowan, on behalf of the accounting faculty, I'm pleased to present to you the May 2015 James Madison University graduates who have successfully completed the requirements for the Bachelor of Business Administration degree with a major in accounting. Dr. David Hayes and Dr. Irena Scott will represent the accounting faculty in offering congratulations on stage.
Michael Gelati. Stuart Madden. Krista Nemeth. Timothy Wright. Quinn Bonta. Thomas Grunwald. Elsie Poon. Ashby Rose Nelson. Claire Kelly. Andrea Huffnagel. Nicholas Panaris. Kevin Eichord. Isaac Bloom. Kevin Alders. Evan Payton. Matthew Wilson. Daniel O'Brien. Ian McCardle. Michael Higgins. Hunter Lambert. John Klein IV. Alexis Rusnak. Kendall Cox. Tanya Bordkosh. Sarah Kinney. Julia Henderson. Connor McGuire. Samantha Dahlia. Stephen Pisano. Casey Healy. Cody Weber. James Frisch. Dylan Rudnicki. Amber Mann. Rebecca Weatherly. Ryan Bates. James Duff IV. Shanice Moore. Mark Martin Jr. William Omer. Troy Thomas. Samuel Owens. Daniel Hostetter. Jesse Thomas. Brittany Jacks. Carla Lagore. Morgan Busey. Maria Pozniakova. Melanie Slayton. Lauren Corneal. Emily Winch. John Haynes. Amir Hassan. Christopher DeGangi. Tyler Caton. James Blake. Madison Slater. Allie Waldman. Jennifer Pierce. Eric Scherer. Andrew Sutliff. Kevin Zajac. Carly Clore. Brendan Stone. Vanessa Kane. Tyler Reinig. Jacqueline Thorsted. Alexandra Herland. Danielle Attar. Catherine Farmer. Alexander Riley. Douglas Wintenberg. Patrick O'Connell. Sean O'Connell. Christopher Shuping. Joshua Sue. Stephen Onick Jr. Connor Arnone. Marty Gates. Billy Neese. Bryant Wong. Jonathan Baumgartner. Eric Espinoza. John St. Amant, Jeffrey Rohrer, Kelly Costa, Constantine Pagonis, Christian Walter, Jingchao Zing, Tao Ji, Liang He, Jacob Raff, Jiang Yang, Rualan Chin, Sinob Fahim, Michelle Choi, Minjung Ku, Kari Fujiwara, August Reinfried, Andrew Cooper, Stephen West, Georgia Shoemaker, Richard Bonnet III, Kara Levinson, Matthew Thompson, Catherine Karras, Sandra Fuentes, Joshua Breeden, Laura Spraying, Patrick Tan, Zachary O'Neill, Malcolm Coate, Joshua McNamara, Adam Castle,
Will the graduates receiving the Bachelor of Business Administration degree with a major in Computer Information Systems please rise? Dean Gowan, on behalf of the Computer Information Systems and Business Analytics faculty, I'm pleased to present you the May 2015 James Madison University graduates who have successfully completed the requirements for the Bachelor's of Business Administration degree with a major in Computer Information Systems. Dr. Susan Kruk and Dr. John Guo will represent the Computer Information Systems Business Analytics faculty in offering congratulations on stage.
Jordan Luttrell, Joshua Mees, Matthew Markinwitz, Tassin Chowdhury, Jessica Chu, Yiran Liu, Shiwan Yu, Zenke Li, Siyun Sun, Yuting Ha, Yanyi Zhu, Nathan Zwerk, Zhou Ying Pan, Michael Knopfsinger, Trang Sun Nguyen, Ray Fucci, Emma Massey, Luke Nguyen, New Bui, Brendan Corcoran, Jacob Horvath, Kwa Nguyen, Jay Wen Hong, Dara Nyet, Goryun Kong, Alexander Stevens, Connor Sankey, Macias Emmanuel, Karan Hart, James Harrison, Alexander Cox, Robert Weingarten, Connor Beebe, Solomon Malik, Justin Widman, Shane Smith, Katrine Garcia, Vincent DiGilio, Emily Walton, Lindsay Branton, Ethan Polonsky, Daniel Matthews, Matthew Sidner, Ali Ismail, Steele Shamel, Brooke Slocum, Scott Todd, Lisa Nguyen, Melissa Carpenter, Shannon Thomas, Matthew Bennett, James Stavely III, Kyle Kraft, Michael Marshall, David Kim, Dylan Phillips, Kyle Healy, Jeffrey Chang, Nicholas Cassisi, Taylor Hayes, Dominic Savoya, Sean Murphy, Ashik Banjade, Elena Clark, Haley Fleming, Manahil Malik, Joshua Kreitz, Ryle Edwards, Kaveh Kazemzadeh, Mira Beal, Colson Vorvald, Mark Myers, Jacob Ashworth, Jared Ostendorf, Olivia Tomoff, Hannah Dwinnell, Ravi Bhatnagar, Amanda Fassbender, Latasha Williams, Brittany Langston, Christopher Bell, Aiden Geegan, Ryan Ward, Michael Morton, Kevin Chan, Julianne Biernacki, Zachary Thomason, William Crane, Eric Dromazos, Christopher Slattery, Rachel Malkin, Matthew Gokenauer, Jake Butterworth, Kayla Santrock, Peter Episcopo, Olivia Lee, Sinai Tesovgeorgis, David Chen, Sundaram Parashyamasi, Eric Baker, Tyler Hoffman, Carrie Allen, Shema Haroni, Ethan Lane, Emily Band, Blake Harvey, Charles Ryder, Ian Campbell, Tyler Mathias, Brandon Ford, Phuong Tran, Phuat True,
Will the graduates receiving the Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, or Bachelor of Business Administration degrees with a major in economics please rise? Dean Gowan, on behalf of the economics faculty, I am pleased to present to you the May 2015 James Madison University graduates who have successfully completed the requirements for the Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, or Bachelor of Business Administration degree with a major in economics. Dr. Marina Rosser and Dr. Vipul Bhatt will represent the economics faculty in offering congratulations on stage.
Ryan Williams, Alexander Parker, Jamin Chin, Juliana Estrella, Kevin Yao, Britton Campana, Nicholas Sabalio, Colton Stinson, Jackson Neal, Andrew Lovejoy, Alan Crosdale, Timothy Monaghan, Stephanie Chung, Brian Blagg, Thornton Holt IV, Benjamin Orzalek, Anoti Umin, Jack Snyder, Jared Orland, Alexander Giuliano, Babar Syed, Joseph Sardos, Mary Ardzinski, Blaine Appleby, Sarah Hollenbeck, Megan Pratt, Eleanor Lee Jordan, Anne Moncure, James Vallon, Samuel Fine, Shannon Sylvester, Logan Bear, Samuel Tucker, Grace Brazel, Kevin Garrigan, Salvatore John Corso, Louis Pulatano,
Will the graduates receiving the Bachelor of Business Administration degree with a major in finance please rise? Dr. Gowan, on behalf of the Finance and Business Law faculty, I'm pleased to present to you the May 2015 James Madison University graduates who have successfully completed the requirements for the Bachelor of Business Administration degree with a major in finance. Dr. Jadeep Chowdhury and Dr. Katie Schumann will represent the Finance and Business Law faculty in offering congratulations on the stage.
Bradley Painter, Brandon Soderstrom, Nicholas Framarini, Kenneth Abad III, Brandon Spitzer, Matthew Borriello, Adam DeRiso, Matthew Fratter, Thomas Hurley, Christopher Corvu, Tao Bui, Vani Basara, Natalia Camacho, Reem Al-Jamed, Nicole Gilbert, Jordan Jurgaitis, Chris Peterson, Jack Swanberg, Joshua Lowe, Madison Trout, Michael Barton, Andrew Corbett, Amanda Shaw, Nicole Cafiero, Nicola Wessels, James Giudici, Ryan Zimmerly, Jonathan Crockett, Timothy Chester Jr., Zachary Swift, Michael Sullivan, Timothy Averill, Kevin Fox, Sabrina Harding, Evan Petrus, John Paul Curtin, Richard Federico Jr., Chad Werner, Jonathan Beto Jr., Mahil Santram, Drew Matteo, Elliot Breen, Luke Burris, Sean Davidson, Abigail Cavallero, James Walderstadt, Drew Crovello, Shane Durkin, Carl Graby, Eric Gartner, Daniel Wilderman, Haley Self, Michael Barber, Christopher Imperio, Parker Davis, Kyle Kemmler, Hunter Riome, Scott Ferguson, Mark Aguilar, Matthew Rubino, John Reedy, Megan Spears, Brooke Beadler, Chui Chang, Ethan Blackwell, Mohammed El Sayed, Eric Chadwell, Charles Calatoni, William Romoff, Michael Summers, Madison Timms, Brittany Gergat, Kyle Burgos, Michael Wallace, Peter Welpley, Eric Duty, Michael Hammersley, Slyman Uti, Megan White, Gregory Heckel, Christopher Kane, Peter Sexton, Michael Wisniewski, Andrew Jones.
Will the graduates receiving the Bachelor of Science degree with a major in quantitative finance please rise? Dean Gowan, on behalf of the Finance and Business Law faculty, it is my pleasure to present to you the May 2015 James Madison University graduates who have successfully completed the requirements for the Bachelor of Science degree with a major in quantitative finance. Dr. Elias Saman and Dr. Carl Ulrich will represent the Finance and Business Law faculty in offering congratulations on stage.
Donovan Lawhorn, Jeffrey Lawhorn, Tanner Post, Asan Niaz, Nicholas Ferraro III, Robert Caraway, Darren Shalak, Marcus DeBrito, Mark Miller, Thomas Eastman, Gabriel Mills, Corinne Lieberman, Jay Yang, Jr.,
Will the graduates receiving the Bachelor in Business Administration degree with a major in International Business please rise? Dean Gowan, on behalf of the International Business Faculty, I am pleased to present to you the May 2015 James Madison University graduates who have successfully completed the requirements for the Bachelor of Business Administration degree with a major in International Business. Dr. Bud Clark and Dr. Kirk Elwood will represent the International Business Faculty in offering congratulations on stage.
Denise Donovan, Evan Larson, Mac Foster, Pi Tiffany, Holden Fleming, Kylie Marenzel, Carolyn Resney, Min Yin, Carrie Byrne, Almarindo Graziano, Lily Knepp, Cassandra Winona, Derby, Courtney O'Connor, Reagan Lashley, Mary Ball, John Shingber, Cameron Young, Stephen Kelly, Megan Pearson, Caitlin Acton, Sarah Van Leeuwen, Alfredo Loli, Karen Cafferty,
Will the graduates receiving the Bachelor of Business Administration with a major in management please rise? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Dean Gowan, on behalf of the management faculty, I am pleased to present to you the May 2015 James Madison University graduates who have successfully completed the requirements for the Bachelor of Business Administration degree with a major in management. Dr. Eric Stark and Dr. Laura LeDuc will join me in representing the management faculty in offering congratulations on stage.
James Crennan, Eric Kramer, Jesse Trent, Julia Rooney, Emily Smith, Christina Poyer, Samantha Urich, Michelle Grahovac, Karen Saluski, Hannah Nyberg, David Bernhardt, Burkett Yamiro Nega, Michael Callow, Ronald Sobczak, Nafis Rahman, Kyle Goddard, Mikhail Folicitli, Stephen Bell, Thomas Manzella, Jonathan Dean, Stephen Loreto, Kayla DeCrescio, Caitlin Blair, Pamela Sanchez, Paulina Drucker, Daniel Damaris, Ryan Altamirano, William Creech, Melissa Alexander, Caroline Schull, Christopher Settle, Jordan Snyder, Julie Maloney, Alexandra Charbano, Kelsey Olenwich, Banner Gray, Lauren Durfee, Robert Rodriguez, Kathleen Russo, Joseph Barletta, Joshua Morrow, Kyle English, Alexandra Wilson, Nicholas Giuliano, Casey Ball, Skylar Pierre, Laura Brosnan, Austin Fellon, Tyler Bavis, Andrew Erdus, Taylor Townsend, Andrew Brown, just let it catch up. Kevin Connors, Jonathan Powell, Damon Cox, Nicholas Schwartz, Boyang Zhang, Christopher Frisicaro, Brent Evans, Kelly Hosey, Kyle O'Connor, Robert Schumann, Kyle Toby, Sarah Medvedev, Emily Miglis, Logan Price, Sarah Gerritsen, Katie Parnas, Nathaniel Hulver, Jeffrey Cooper, Taylor Wilhelm, Matthew Crow, Michael Colley Jr., Gregory DeSalvo, Eric Nelson, Keith Carpenter, Alexander Patak, Maxwell Palmer, Sam Medvine, Kyle Erbaugh, Stephen Griffol, Joseph Sholnick,
Will the graduates receiving the Bachelor's of Business Administration degree with a major in marketing please rise? Dean Gowan, on behalf of the marketing faculty, it is with great pleasure I present to you the May 2015 James Madison University graduates who have successfully completed the requirements for a Bachelor's of Business Administration degree with a major in marketing. Dr. Mert Tokman and Dr. Joe Derby, representing the marketing faculty and offering congratulations on the stage.
Sean Bonnet, Finian Burke, Nancy Chin, Lucas Falzetti, Jennings Taylor Bryan, John Crowder, Christopher Russell, Bradley Hickman, Eric Pritchett, Michael Pazarinda, Nicholas Libertini, Kevin Carter, Stanley Lipinski, Sandra Bailey, Emma Del Montagne, Andrea Crino, Rachel McGregor, Carl Ezek, Elizabeth Briones, Nicole Ferraro, Catherine Whitco, Lindsay Jacobs, Chung Ying, Caitlin Dawn Sinese, Lindsay Mann, Molly Leon, Jenna Ward, Morgan Moore, Bria Zeiss, Evan Marketing, Evan Duso, Daniel Froelich, Eileen Inonis, Sean Mazzari, Andrew Hip, Dylan Catcher, Jordan Blair, Wade Matthias, Nicholas Spinner, Deborah Irwin, Madison Larson, Patrick Cusomuno, Emma Barlow, Jacob Spencer, Savannah Ramsey, Alicia Hahn, Paige Gaitis, Lauren Crane, Austin Shiflett, Catherine Lyle, Kelsey Hinkle, Haley Svabdebda, Shelby Waltrip, Albert Phillips III, John Bassford, Taylor Bailey, Sarah Bazad, Casey McDowell, Caitlin Bogus, Alexander Richards, Chelsea Carbaugh, Samantha Carr, Erica Moore, Shannon Thompson, Katie Sakerka, Luis Lehmuller, Gloria Patterson, Matthew Mitchell, Megan Maloney, Sophia Sellers, Ashley Musamesi, Ashley Yelverton, Allison Lubertazzi, Terrence Gutman, Mary Fiedler, Lauren Miller, Danielle Squeo, Charles Vitale, Julie Egan, Christina Samuth, Elizabeth Bellotta, Mary Bruton, Sarah Coit, Stacy Henderson, Ashby Crumpler, Patrick Nolan, Sarah Lamb, Kelsey Combs, Zachary Fabian, Nicole Gambus, Yoan Kim, Alexander Guerin, Matthew Kelly, Kunal Jain, Kevin Harmon, Danny Washington, William Dunkenberger, John Joseph Hughes III, Julia Uglietta, Alexa Balsam, Margaret Melkus, Rachel Battaglini, Matthew McHugh, Emmanuel Guerrero-Christodolis, Adam Klein, Tyler Bassey, Joshua Danitz, Michael Parzik, Ryan Taylor, Ruby Katz,
Will the graduates receiving the Bachelor of Science degree with a major in hospitality management please rise? Dean Gowan, on behalf of the School of Hospitality, Sport, and Recreation Management faculty, I am pleased to present to you the May 2015 James Madison University graduates who have successfully completed the requirements for the Bachelor of Science degree with a major in hospitality management. Professor Tassie Pippert and Dr. Stephanie Bay will represent the hospitality management faculty and offer congratulations on stage.
Savannah Gurney, Caitlin Martin, Sarah Zohora, Mackenzie Reagan, Aaron Breen, Edward Bagzik, Catherine Dooley, Kimberly Hall, Mary Andrews, Sarah Keel Cruz, Anna Stubbs, Alana Ross, Mary Cook, Macy Lucas, Lindsay Zemak, Christina Dean, Aaron McNamara, Kelsey Clark, Amy Banting, Kelly Donald, Lauren Simonsick, Taylor Walton, Amalia Reese, Shavon Kiley, Olivia Howell, Caitlin Thomas, Veronica Manunis, Catherine McGurdy, Chelsea Whitman, Sarah Hockman, Adrienne Mestre, William Groban III, Isabel Nocta, Allie Norick, Erica Yancey, Marin Little, Carly Harmon, Holly Adol, Catherine Schwartz, Mackie Sperry, Shelby Hoffman, Toya Jiggets, Catherine Herr, Shelby Lemon, Carrie Cunane, Nicole Knutson, Joseph Hewitt, April Thuth Tran, Connor Lewis, Theodore Tragus, June Zhang, Kristen Grattan, Alicia Inkroat, Lingli Xu, Xiao Tang, Christopher Brown, Virginia Maxfield, Abigail Parker, Holly Jackson, Jennifer Clegg, Allison Wallace Sherwood, DeAndre Smith, Rachel Lynchner, Hayden Bricker, Kelsey Koch, Melissa Yeknowitz, Catherine White, Molly Dial, Lauren Stearns, Kara Copefinger, Madeline Sandridge. Nicholas Fornattle. Tim James. Hannah Skedsvold. Kimberly Sable. Charles Russell. Emily Scott. Elise Cram. Benjamin Lee. Andrew Keys. Morgan Campa. Anna Truschler. Evan Scott. Caitlin Connor. Leanne Boyer. Carrie Ziegengeist. Brian Devlin. Madison Ficara. Melissa Lippy. Zoe Criley. Rebecca Letbetter. Morgan Chenault. Julia Lapointe. Catherine Highland. Audrey Bashio. Alexa Actistano. Sarah Gordon. Chelsea Cleary. Jessica Badalini. Sophia Kotsis. Courtney Schultz. Michael Russo.
Will the graduates receiving the Bachelor of Science degree with a major in Sport and Recreation Management please rise? Dean Gowan, on behalf of the School of Hospitality, Sport, and Recreation Management faculty, I am pleased to present to you the May 2015 James Madison University graduates who have successfully completed the requirements for the Bachelor of Art or Bachelor of Science degree with a major in Sports and Recreation Management. Professor Angela Hazlett and Dr. Emeka Anaza will represent the Sport and Recreation Management faculty in offering congratulations on stage.
Sean Evan Navarro. Ayrton Glasper. Nick Toombs. Danielle Galloway. William Pompa Jr. Christopher Tortorici. Phil Chirico. Max Spees. Matthew Cunningham. Graham Sharpless. Dana Alaban. Preston Clark. Sean Wheeler. Kara Camuso. Ryan Fitzgerald. Stephen Mashinsky. Jonathan Barden. Josh Grant. Nathan Wise. Jacob Nicely. Tori Luger. Courtney Wright. Justin Graves. Christopher Vittorio. Michael Haas. Justin Smith. Nick Wynn. James Bavely II. Arno Mensaetsi. Jeremy Warren. Jack Dennehy. Jacob Mooney. Donald Carroll Jr. David Coffey. Douglas Gupton. Shaquille Hardy. Jack Workman. Austin Davidson. Samuel Stone. Corey McGack. Michael Bolt. Richard Rollison. Samuel Merrillman. Catherine Davis. Hunter Pruitt. John Boitnott. Christopher Walker. Kelly Johansson. Suzanne Ginger. Macy Traber. Luke Collius. Connor Cunningham. Matthew Hackett. James Magner. Quentin Tanner. Destiny Simmons. Crystal Ross. Hayden Hughes. Timothy Young. Tyler Czar. Taylor Longacre. Kevin Hoagland Jr. Connor Ford. Tucker Boggs. Brett Garrison. Scott Jackman. Albert Williams Jr. Jasmine Gwathmey. Donshay Joyce. Anthony Rose. Trevor Nichols. Tori Key. Thomas LaRose. Trey Smith. Sean Joyce. Michael Howerton. Alyssa Hall. Taylor Tuchito. Taylor Sharon. Ashley Adams. Emily Buell. Samantha Fisher. Tyler Desper. Jonathan Parker. David Hoy. Adam McElrath. Connor Schroeder. Wyatt Johnson. Kyle Clark. Derek Mack. Shane McMahon. Xavier Gary. Jeffrey Hadjick. William Smith III. Lindsay Butler. Mara Gunning. Andrew Lewis. Gregory Rotzel. Kevin Barr. Marshall Cohen. William Lynn. Travis Garth.
Class of 2015, you have the distinct honor of being the first College of Business class to graduate in Bridgeforth Stadium. And what a wonderful night to be here. Congratulations to all of our graduates. Go out and make JMU and the College of Business proud.
The alma mater, which was written by the late JMU faculty member, Dr. James R. Riley, will be led by Danielle Reed. Please rise for the alma mater and remain standing for the platform party recessional.
Madison, James Madison.